Hi Sam. I'm really excited about today's word. It's
schließlich.
Hi Alex. What does
schließlich,
mean?
Schließlich.
can mean finally, eventually, or in the end. The most common usage is often to indicate something that happens after a long time or after other events.
So it's like saying something happened after waiting a while.
Exactly. But be careful with false friends. It's not the same as the English word slightly, which means a little.
Interesting. Is there anything special about how
schließlich,
is used grammatically?
Yes, it's an adverb, so it doesn't have a gender or plural form like nouns do. You can use it in different tenses, but mainly with verbs. For example, in present tense, you might say,
Ich mache das schließlich.
meaning I finally do that.
What about past tense?
In past tense, you could say,
Ich machte das schließlich.
which means I finally did that. And in perfect, you would say,
Ich habe das schließlich gemacht.
Got it. So it's pretty straightforward. Where does the word
schließlich,
come from?
it has Germanic roots. The prefix
Schließ.
comes from the verb,
Schließen.
which means to close. The suffix
Lich.
is often used to form adjectives or adverbs.
That's cool. So it kind of means in the closing sense.
Right. It suggests reaching a conclusion or an end point.
Can we break it down a bit more?
Sure. If we look closely,
Schließlich.
combines the prefix,
Schließ.
which relates to closing, and the suffix.
Lich.
That indicates a characteristic. So you can think of it as in a closing manner.
That makes it easier to remember.
Now let's talk about similar words. For example, with the prefix,
Schließ.
we have,
Schließen.
meaning to close, and
Geschlossen.
meaning closed.
That's interesting. What else?
There's also,
Schlüssig.
which means conclusive, and
Schlüssel.
meaning key. They all share that idea of closure or conclusion.
What about other suffixes?
With the suffix,
Lich.
we can find words like,
Kindlich.
meaning childlike, and
Freundlich.
meaning friendly.
Wow. I see the pattern.
Now let's put
schließlich,
into some real-life situations. Imagine you're talking to a friend about a long day. You might say,
ich war müde, aber schließlich haben wir viel Spaß gehabt.
That means I was tired, but in the end, we had a lot of fun.
exactly. Now, give it a try. What would you say in that situation?
Ich war hungrig, aber schließlich habe ich gegessen.
Perfect. That means I was hungry, but finally, I ate. Here's another situation. You're at work and you finish a project. You could say,
Schließlich haben wir das Projekt erfolgreich abgeschlossen.
That translates to finally, we completed the project successfully.
right. Can you try making a sentence about finishing something else?
Schließlich habe ich meinen Bericht fertig gemacht.
Great. That means finally, I finished my report.
What about a last scenario?
Imagine you're talking about a journey. You could say,
Nach vielen Stunden sind wir schließlich angekommen.
After many hours, we finally arrived. That sounds good.
exactly. Now, can you create your own sentence about a journey?
Wir sind schließlich nach Berlin gefahren.
Perfect. That means we finally went to Berlin.
I learned a lot today. Is there anything I should remember about the gender or usage of
Schließlich.
Since it's an adverb, it doesn't have a gender. Just remember it's often used in informal and formal contexts. For collocations, you might hear it with words like
Schließlich und endlich.
meaning finally and at last, or
Schließlich kommen.
meaning finally arriving.
I see. Are there any words that are similar and might confuse me?
Definitely. You might confuse
Schließlich.
with
Schließlich.
meaning ultimately in English, but they are often interchangeable. Just keep in mind that context is key.
Can we go over some example sentences?
Sure. For instance,
Ich habe schließlich die Antwort gefunden.
means I finally found the answer. Another example is
Kam schließlich zu spät.
meaning he finally arrived late.
That's helpful.
Here's another.
Schließlich waren wir glücklich.
Translates to in the end, we were happy.
I like how it sounds.
Let's do a quick recall check. What does
Schließlich.
mean?
It means finally or eventually.
Correct. Can you give me the past tense example?
Ich machte das schließlich.
Exactly. What's the root of the word?
It's from,
Schließen.
meaning to close.
Right. Now, is it an adverb or a noun?
It's an adverb.
Perfect. Lastly, can you tell me a situation where you would use
Schließlich.
I could use it when talking about finishing a long project.
Great job today, Sam. The key takeaway is that
Schließlich.
means finally, and it's useful in many situations. Keep practicing, and you'll use it effortlessly.
Thanks, Alex. I feel more confident about using
Schließlich.
now.